Alright, well, we're going to do something a little different tonight too, other than go-karts. I actually ordered the clutch today for the go-kart for the Predator engine. I actually called the folks from Go Power Sports that we actually Google searched, and we found them and figured out that they do a lot of stuff for these Predator engines, which is super cool, and they actually have aftermarket parts too. But anyways, clutch is on order, and it should be here Saturday. So we should have a video uploaded on Saturday. But we're going to do something a little different tonight. We're actually going to be working on cars, actual vehicles. That's my '89 Jeep Wrangler. It has a 2.5 in it. I've been chasing down a really bad misfire on that. I replaced the plugs, wires, cap, rotor, ignition coil, and it still kind of has a misfire and under load. What I'm going to try and do tonight is replace the crank position sensor. I looked at my old crank position sensor and it looks like the original sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. We'll kind of give you guys a how-to, I guess, to replace these crank position sensors. I've done them on the 4.0 Jeeps, but I've never done them on the 2.5. It looks pretty straightforward. It looks like I can get it from underneath. So anyways, thanks. We'll see you soon. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and show you where the crank position sensor is, but I want to show you this engine first. This is a TBI 2.5 liter, and it really doesn't have that much power compared to the 4.0. Actually, in these Jeeps, you either have the option between a TBI 2.5 or a carbureted 4.2. But I guess this little makeshift fuel injection works, but not really. So we'll show you where the crank position sensor is.
So right under here on the driver's side, we have a trusty light, compliments of Snap-on. Right under here on the transmission bell housing, you can see where it's mounted right up there. Just 2 bolts, I believe they're 12mm bolts, and then the harness kind of goes up towards the firewall, which is right behind the engine. So we're gonna go ahead and take those off and pull it out and put the new one in. So Cameron's over there breaking them loose.
Oh, this is... drive shaft is kind of in the way, but whatever.
When you're done, you should be able to just snake it out. I already disconnected it from up here.
Cool.
Which I guess I'll show you guys kind of where it was. We had it. This is the connector right here. It ran over kind of over here. I don't know if yours will be the same, and it went down there.
When you guys are removing the bolts, there's something to be really careful of. There's actually a washer on this, and you want to make sure that you don't drop the washer in a place where you don't want to drop the washer. But just remember, because I pulled it out and the washer was on the very tip, and I didn't even realize that there was a washer on there. So make sure you're careful with that washer.
Good call.
Well, there you have it. It is, the sensor is out and it's on the table.
And we kind of cleaned it up a little bit, so it had a lot more buildup than it does right now.
So we'll go ahead and throw this new sensor in, and it looks like the plug is correct as well. So yeah, we're good to go. I don't know if this is the original sensor or not. I might spray some brake clean on this and see if it has a Chrysler or AMC part number on it, or AMC markings. So yeah.
All right, and the new sensor's in. Put the wire all the way back to the top, and we're gonna run it and see if it fixed anything. What do you think, Cameron?
What?
Think it'll fix it?
I hope.
All right, we'll let you guys know. All right.
I'm gonna fire this pig up. You know what would help? If I had keys.
Keys help.
Yeah.
They do. They're what helps you get from point A to point B.
Well, it starts the vehicle.
Yeah. And the vehicle
I got keys now.
needs keys to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can still move it. It just takes.
We should be engineers, dude.
yes, I know it doesn't have a fan shroud on it.
We just like to stick our hands in there and pull them off.
The reason for it not having a fan shroud is I replaced the radiator, and the holes for the fan shroud down here are actually smaller, so I gotta drill out these, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So yes, I know it doesn't have a shroud.
So we'll let it warm up and we'll be back.
Sorry for the lighting, but I wanted to give you a quick video on this thing. It has a single chamber Flowmaster on it, so here's what it sounds like when the traffic clears.
Does this thing have a rev limiter?
Do you want to find out? Nah, let's not find out.
So we're driving it around right now to see if we fix the misfiring issue that we've been having.
So we'll see. That did not fix the issue, and you guys can hear it, so listen closely. And then it clears up.
Yeah, so we're still lost.
Not really lost. I mean, these things have, behind the ignition coil, they have, I don't know what the hell you call it. It's ignition control module. I think that's our next step, is to replace that control module, but yeah, here we go again. And it clears up.
Moral of the story, if anyone's good at chasing wires,
Yeah. Or if anybody that has had this issue with their YJ,
please comment, send us a message, do something.
yeah. Because like I said, I replaced the plugs, wires, cap, rotor, fuel filter, ignition coil, and now the crank position sensor. So
And we tested compression and got 150 across the board.
yeah. So I can't really condemn the motor. So
Yeah.
if anybody knows what it is, let us know. And man,
I guess it's more so we just don't want to keep chasing it.
yeah, and throwing money at it, but
Exactly. So if you've had this issue before, know someone who has, and you guys figured it out,
let us know.
help a brother out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
we got done replacing the crank position sensor on the YJ a little bit ago with hopes of trying to fix the misfire, and it didn't do it. Usually I heard that with crank position sensors on Jeeps that either they work or they don't, but I was hoping that maybe that magnetic field that was actually in the sensor was weak, you know, because it was the original sensor. Or so I think it was the original sensor, but
It appeared to be the original sensor.
but anyways, it didn't do it. So like I said earlier in the video, I replaced the plugs, wires, cap, rotor, ignition coil, fuel filter,
A radiator.
because I thought it might have been overheating. Yes, it doesn't have a shroud on it, but I did hook a snap-on scan tool to the diagnostic port, and it did say with both temp sensors that they are reading correctly. When it gets warm, it says 210, maybe a little bit under 210, and the computer also said 210 on the scan tool. So we have to kind of eliminate that, I guess. I mean, there could be still issues with that. We just have to dig into it. I think the next thing that we're going to do is replace the ignition control module, because that's kind of the brains.
It's all that's left there to do. If that doesn't solve the issue, then it's chasing wires,
Absolutely.
bad ground.
Yeah. So just keep watching, and like I said, if you have any comments or if you guys have seen this issue before with Jeeps,
Or if you're experiencing this issue and have already replaced that,
yep.
let us know.
Yeah, because I have heard a couple people say, yes, I've had that issue before, and then they said we can't remember what we've replaced, but
Or, yeah, it was the cap, plugs, and rotors fixed
yeah,
it. Or...
it's something simple. But honestly, when you drive the thing, you know, it seems really simple. I mean, you would imagine that it would be a fuel filter or plugs and wires.
Yeah, just a simple tune-up.
Yeah, so I already did that, and I honestly think that it is the ignition control module now, and I think I found one on Rock Auto for pretty cheap. Our local parts houses, I'll have them, but they're a little bit more expensive. But I'm gonna try and find somebody that has a 2.5 TBI, and I'm gonna
swap it over.
just to swap it over and see if it'll change anything. And if it does change something, then I'll just buy a new ICM. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video tonight, and we will be in touch Probably this Saturday because we are getting a clutch this Saturday.
Saturday for the go-kart.
So, anyways, we'll see you guys later, and that's it.
Yep.